Well, good morning, Houston. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Welcome to August, the hottest month of the year, and this weekend will be no exception. If you're just joining in, it's going to be hot today, 98 degrees this afternoon to about 99 to 100 tomorrow. So a smidge hotter for your Sunday, for the first Sunday of August as we wrap up the first weekend of the new month. Now, today, though, a little different. It'll be dry for tomorrow, by the way. But today, by about, let's say, 4 and 5 o'clock this evening, I would say primarily after lunchtime is when we will see rain start to form on the radar, and some of that activity will start to move into the Houston area, move into Southeast Texas. It's not going to be everywhere, but some areas could see localized heavy rain, some isolated thunder and lightning. If you're not seeing rain later this afternoon, this evening, you're seeing mostly clear skies, high temperatures right around 100 degrees, and just very, very summer-like air. Lots of tropical humidity as well. Now, there is a small chance for rain tomorrow, but primarily very dry. 99 tomorrow to near 100 for your Sunday. But again, we'll talk more about this forecast right here in the next coming minutes here in Houston, with more chances for rain arriving later this afternoon, this evening. Speaking of rain, since it's the first of the month, how productive was July? Very productive. Usually historically it's a pretty hot and dry month where we can see dry spells for days and weeks on end. Bush, 3.14 inches of rain. Hobby, 4.62 inches of rain last month, but now we're entering August, and look how we're starting off. We're starting off with a heat alert. We have heat advisories that'll go into effect for most counties, at least around the metro and south towards Galveston. That'll go into effect at 1 o'clock today and all the way through 7 p.m. this evening. Meaning hot, very humid, very tropical air, meaning take breaks, drink plenty of water, don't go anywhere without a bottle of water at arm's reach. It's going to be very hot outside today with more people outdoors. It's the weekend time frame. Most people are either, going to a pool, maybe going to Galveston, finding a way to cool off. But if you're not, and you're spending more time outdoors, more than 30 minutes outside, it can get very overwhelming. Please find shade, take breaks, and drink plenty and plenty of water with very hot air in place. Now, air temperatures right around 98 to 99 to maybe 100 in some locations around Houston. But the heat index, that's why it's a problem. This is what triggered the heat advisory up to 112 possible on the feels like temperatures because of just elevated humidity. With more humidity in the atmosphere, our bodies struggle to cool off, and therefore it feels hotter than the actual air temperature because of where we live, right? Near the Gulf, near the water, and as a result, again, making it feel a lot hotter than the temperatures. Speaking of, 83 in Houston, 80 at Conroe, 79 at Huntsville, 80 at Beaumont, 81 at Hobby, 79 at Columbus. So it's a nice start to our morning, nice start to our weekend. Mostly quiet. Here's the next several hours. We'll show you the afternoon hours as well. But 87 at 10 o'clock, 90 at 11, 92 at about lunchtime under mostly quiet conditions and partly cloudy skies. So overall, a nice day, mostly dry for the first half. But after about, again, lunchtime towards 3, 4, and 5 o'clock, that's when we'll be monitoring the potential at some scattered rain, and there could be some embedded pockets of heavy rain and some thunder and lightning. Severe threat is very low. There is a localized, flooding threat, but very, very isolated. Let me show you what this looks like and what this could play out to be by about lunchtime today. So again, most of the rain later around lunchtime is farther northwest towards I-35. Eventually, later this afternoon and this evening, this activity will start to slide farther east, southeast. Most of us staying dry, some high-level clouds overhead. Daytime highs upper 90s, going to be hot later this afternoon. Now, by about 5 and 6 o'clock, as we progress into the late afternoon, early evening hours, that's when we could spell out a couple more scattered areas of rain. And keep in mind, this is a forecast model, so it's depicting on the potential at what's possible in our area, meaning while this just one computer model is suggesting a couple of stronger thunderstorms down I-10, Columbus, Yoakum towards I-35 in San Antonio, some of that activity could easily be a little bit farther east. So we're watching out for the potential at a couple of embedded thunderstorms, not just out west, but around Houston between Tomball and Liberty, between Pearland and Beaumont, from Houston to Galveston and Bay City. There could be later this evening a couple of isolated storms that move farther southeast. And I think we'll maintain a lot of cloud cover and at least some leftover scattered areas of rain late tonight into early pre-dawn Sunday morning. This is 4:30 a.m. and you can see some leftover moisture, some leftover areas of scattered light to moderate rain. We lose the heating in the overnight, so not expecting much thunder and lightning in the overnight. But later this afternoon, it's possible, so we'll have to watch radar closely. Now, towards tomorrow, mostly dry for the metro. I think most of our area is quiet. It's just hot. High temperatures 99 to 100 around Houston. But out towards the west, towards the coastal bend, maybe towards Beeville, Goliad, George West, Cal Allen, north of Corpus Christi, there could be a couple of more scattered storms tomorrow, right, as we wrap up the weekend. But that's primarily shifting farther south and west along a frontal boundary. Not do much for temperatures. Take a look at the hour-by-hour heat index forecast. So we chatted about how the air temperature should stop around 99 to 100 later today, 98 to 99. But when you factor in how much moisture is in the air, yeah, your body's telling you it's going to feel like 105 to 108 on average. But you saw in that heat advisory placed by the National Weather Service, upwards of 112 is possible on the heat index, meaning this is going to be overwhelming. This can certainly cause and prompt heat exhaustion and heat stroke in an hour time. So please check up on your family and friends, drink plenty of water, and just take breaks out there, because the heat index upwards of anything above 100, 105 is very, very dangerous, especially if you're spending long durations outdoors. So this is the big story today: the heat, the humidity, heat index, heat advisory. With the heat indices upwards of 110 to 115. That's the big weather story. But again, chance for rain later this afternoon, which we'll show you on the 7-day again in a little bit. Also, look at the tropics. The Atlantic and the Pacific mostly quiet. We had Hurricane Genevieve out in the Pacific earlier this week, starting to really downgrade to a tropical storm and weaken. So no threat to U.S. Or Mexico later this week. It's just really dry. I mean, look at this. We have so much dust in the atmosphere, which is keeping it very quiet in our Atlantic hurricane season. It's been the case these last several weeks. All right, so ridge of high pressure stays out west. That keeps the door open, today and tomorrow for a couple of isolated to scattered storms. By next Tuesday and Wednesday, August 4th and 5th, it starts to expand its reach a little bit, which bottom line, it's just hot and closer to normal by hopefully next weekend. All right, here's your 7-day forecast: 98 today to 99 on the air temperature tomorrow, and likely another heat advisory coming our way for wrapping up the weekend. Mostly clear Sunday, small chance at an isolated shower tomorrow, better opportunity at some scattered rain and some thunderstorms later today, primarily after lunchtime. Towards 3 and 4 o'clock is when rain will start to form on radar, and some of that may move into the metro by later this evening. So we'll have to watch that very closely. Meantime, first full week of August, it's looking hot. And remember, August is the hottest time of year. Matter of fact, the first 2 weeks of August, climatologically, that's where our daytime highs and morning lows peak based on average. And you can see why. This is just the hottest time of year, right? And Tuesday, 98, 99 to 100 on Monday. Likely some level of heat advisory, or maybe even some heat warnings coming Sunday and Monday. We'll have to keep you posted on that. Otherwise, hopefully trending a little closer to normal by next Friday and Saturday. It all depends on where that ridge sets up, aloft and at the surface, and that'll dictate more about temperatures later in the long range into next weekend. Meantime, stay weather aware. Some isolated to scattered storms possible later this evening. We'll have more updates here on KHOU 11 coming up in just a bit. For now, I'm meteorologist Ryan Shoptaugh. Have a great weekend. Be safe, and hopefully cash in on some much-needed rain later today. That'll hopefully cool you off. Meantime, again, hot and humid, 99 Sunday and Monday. Mostly clear into next week.